ground in the first place?
Yeah, about I think 2004 or 2005 we started it, and we got £15,000 to make the film from a record label, and we went and started making a film, and it took about 5 years.
Yeah, it took about 2 years to film and about 3 years to edit. So yeah, about 5 years altogether.
It doesn't feel like that. It feels kind of effortless, which is probably the idea, I guess, that it all kind of, it was a natural, you know, you went along and see what you find kind of thing, but I guess you have to do, you can't just leave everything to accident, you have to do quite a lot of planning for something like that. And while at the same time, you've got to kind of leave room for all the surprise encounters and random people and the kind of little gems that make the sort of documentaries come alive. So how did you kind of balance the two so that you weren't just turning up in South America and getting shitloads of footage that didn't go anywhere, I guess?
Yeah, Gruff had an idea of what he wanted to do, the story he had, based on Rennie Griffiths and going to Patagonia, and he actually made a storyboard, quite comprehensive. A lot of the scenes in that ended up in the film. But of course, yeah, like you say, you know, things turned up. Tony the Guitarra was a kind of turned up out of, that wasn't a part of the plan to begin with.
Tony!
The two boys at the end. The two boys at the end in the Andes, those were just a find as well. So, yeah, it was just, we did, you know, some planning, and that's what's nice about doing a road movie, I guess, is you just find things on the way.
And you're into movies, both of you, I think, and part of the idea was for the movie to reflect South American culture and 60s, 70s movies that you'd seen. Could you say a bit about what the influences were?
It was an excuse to indulge in a lot of Latin American stereotypes, like magical realism, because we were in South America. It just seemed fitting, you know. So we watched a lot of 60s and 70s Latin American and Spanish films, and there's a load of films that have been made in Patagonia by people like Carlos Sorin as well, he's got a film, The King of Patagonia, where they drive a blue van around, for example. So we thought we should have a blue van, so we saw the blue van in the street in Trelew, and we left a note in the window. So, can we borrow your van, please, for 2 weeks? And this guy, he tracked us down and gave us the van at a very reasonable rate.
Yeah, the biggest influence on the film, I think, was Borat, the movie, because it was like a European going over to, you know, the Americas and travelling coast to coast on a search, but we had Rennie Griffiths instead of Pamela Anderson. So yeah, that was one of the biggest ones.
I guess if you're doing this kind of personal family history journey, there's the pitfalls of the who do you think you are type of film, and I think you kind of completely avoid those by taking unexpected turns, and it's just so visually rich. There's so much going on, all the split screen stuff and the musical sequences and the dances and all of that. But I guess if you're getting money out of people, were there expectations from them of any kind of hook or selling point, or did you have any money issues along the way?
Yeah, we ran out of money. I handed over my life savings, which wasn't a lot, about 4 years ago, in a carrier bag to a stuntman, and so that he could fall off his horse. because we couldn't afford the insurance. So he did it for cash. So we spent all the budget of the film and any money we had, and then you know, about 4 years ago. So yeah.
Was it worth it for that sequence?
Yeah, what's mental about that sequence is we turned up, we'd hired 2 horses and one of them only had one eye. And it was, you know, we didn't get a discount. And yeah.
Has anyone got a question? Lady down there, the blonde hair, the mic's on its way to you.
I thought the film was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And I am quite a naive Yorkshire girl, learning a little bit about Wales. And I just want to ask, is it a spoof? Have you made that completely up? No. Sorry if I've offended.
Yeah, we shot it all in Snowdonia. And mostly, and then everything's fabricated apart from the teleportation scenes.
Where's Rennie tonight?
I don't know, Dylan's been having some drinks with Rennie recently, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know where he is tonight. He's been getting a lot of bookings since the film came out. He was doing a festival in Oxford last weekend, so I think he's really busy at the moment. But I went for a pint with him the other day. He's such a colourful character. But we're making a making of to go on the DVD, and there's a bit more of Rennie in that, because as he told me on the night, there's not enough Rennie in this film.
Was he up for being in it more then? So why is he such? I guess it's the kind of part of the mystery quest idea is that you kind of withhold him till the end. So.
Well, we couldn't find him, so we did the film, and then you know we got some extra people to some people saw that we had the film and were willing to help us finish it, and people like the Film Agency for Wales and people, and they had a look at the film and went, you know, you need an emotional climax to the film. And I didn't have a problem with not finding Rennie, because I quite like the idea of doing a film where you're searching for something. And films are so predictable, you know, you find the guy at the end. I thought it would have been a laugh just to, well, sorry, you know, we didn't find it. But anyway, we found him, so we had to stick him in at the end. It completely ruined the whole thing.
Any more? White shirt at the back. I was being completely cynical and I just assumed that you knew where he was all along. But that's just me and my prejudices. Here we go.
Excuse me. Yeah, I just want to know, how did you actually track him down? How did you realise he was in Wales, or how did that come about?
I was duped a few years ago. I was part of a generation that got duped by the craze of laminate flooring. And for a period in the early part of the century, you know, people started pulling up the carpets and covering miles and miles of floor space all over the Northern Europe was covered in laminate flooring. And at the time it seemed, wow, it really looks like wood. It's so realistic. And you know, in retrospect, I can go, you know, what